factory or log on homes.com.
Hello, Bay Area. Welcome to the another episode of the Real Estate Edge, powered by your own Nagaraj Annaiah and Naresh from NT Bay Area. We are proud sponsors of the Great Indian Food Fest this Saturday, May 10th in San Ramon. I'm your host, and today we are packing one of the most pressing issues in real estate and construction. The rising cost of building, whether you are remodeling your home or developing a new project, today's market is tougher and more expensive than ever. Joining me is Naresh, founder of NT Bay Area Construction, to talk about what's driving up prices, where things might be heading in 2025, and how you can navigate this costly landscape smartly. Plus, today's live callers get entered into exclusive raffle to win an Apple Watch at tomorrow's event. Or subscribe to our YouTube channel and drop a comment on this episode. That too counts for tomorrow. Tomorrow is, like, as I said, the Great Indian Food Fest in San Ramon. And don't forget, we will be live at the Great Indian Food Fest also. Like, you can come and say hi tomorrow between 2 to 10 p.m. at 2700 Camino Rome, San Ramon. Okay, free entry, free parking, mango festival, carnival rides, so many things. Don't miss out tomorrow. Hello, Naresh. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nagaraj. Thank you for having me here.
Now, listeners, if you have any questions, you can give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 877 Bali 92. Any listeners who gives in a call today, they're getting into a free raffles like for tomorrow's Apple Watch. Our studio line numbers are 877 Bali 92. Naresh, I think let's talk about, like, as I said earlier in the show, right, or in the beginning of the show, the construction costs are becoming so much unpredictable, right? Like if somebody contractors have given what I'm noticing in a lot of contractor bids are becoming unpredictable. Okay, so what should homeowners watch out for in a 2025 contracts, especially? Okay, so how do you handle all this?
So basically, that is true, Nagaraj. Since the pricing becoming a big issue right now in the current market, so what normally I would advise is when you receive a bid, normally it is valid for 30 days. Okay. Beyond that, we have to modify the pricing accordingly. So normally what we do is we unlike other contractor or another construction companies, so we buy our materials in bulk. Okay. So which kind of gives some kind of leeway on the customer's perspective to get it in a decent price. Okay, in terms of construction cost. Okay, so and also we try to help the customer as much as we can, trying to get the contractor discount for the materials they are purchasing, trying to outsource them the materials, and then try to do our best in terms of material acquisition and stuff.
Yeah, I think as you said, right, like what I'm noticing is, right, like
Trying to get
whoever has bought the construction costs, like basically whoever has bought the materials, that materials, I was talking to one of the, right, today also I was talking to one of the contractor, right, like he was telling me, Nagaraj, if I go to the Home Depot, whatever the prices used to be last 1 month is going to, right now it's changed.
Correct.
But in your case, if somebody you are given a bid, right, like
Correct.
that still the valid for the next 30 days, or how is that is happening?
So once the contract is signed, we have to abide as per the contract, we have to honor the contract pricing. And then even though the price changes, that's on our thing. So we have to take it. We have to eat the cost.
But you're still honoring, and you are not noticing major price changes in your case. But new contracts, of course, you're noticing some price changes.
Correct. For example, we have a couple projects that we already signed up, and the contract is already signed up, deposit was paid and everything. And then right now I see there is an increase in the pricing for the material cost, which eventually will bleed on us. So for us, it's like, it's like if you're doing 20 projects a year, if 4 or 5 projects doesn't do well, the remaining 15 will cover it up. So that's what.
So basically, what you're saying, for you, the client, the trust is very important, and the prices, whatever you still honoring on that.
Correct.
But let's talk about, I know about your honoring and other stuffs, right? But are you really noticing the price changes on all the construction materials, especially all these tariffs happen, and I think Trump doesn't want to bring down on the tariff prices, right? Like, so are you really noticing any changes in the construction materials? How is it? Are there any wait times? Are you noticing the wait times getting more? How is it? How is that happening in?
So the construction materials are going up for sure. Okay. It obviously went, I would say technically like 30-40% on rough materials. Finished materials, no clue at all. Some of the materials went up by 50 to 80% up than the regular prices. So the shortage of material I don't see is that one is happening right now.
You're not noticing it.
But we're not noticing it. So we have good stock. So probably in a couple months, like 4 or 5 months, if this situation still continues, there might be a chance that there might be some shortage of materials.
Okay, so let's talk. Listeners, myself, Realtor Nagaraj Annaiah, and I'm talking to Naresh from NT Bay Area, and we are discussing anything about the construction and real estate today. If you have any questions, do give us a call. Any callers who calls in today, they get into a raffle to win an Apple Watch at tomorrow's EIA event happening in San Ramon. They get into a raffle. So do give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 877-265-5992, 877-265-5992. So that's a valid thing what you said. Like the same thing happened to me also, right? Like as you said, a couple of construction projects, whatever I'm observing in also, right? I'm noticing it's a major changes in the prices, especially if somebody has ordered from the China and the materials coming in altogether. If they are already ordered with the tariffs included, or like if they have already door-to-door delivery, then it's fine, DPU, right? Like, but if it is not order the door-to-door delivery, then if product comes into all the ports, the ports are like recalculating all the tariff prices. So I've seen personally like more than 120%, 125% the tariffs we are paying in. Or sometimes even depending on the aluminium or what kind of products we are getting in, it's more than 145% also. They're calculating 100 plus 25 plus 25. It's coming down to close to 145% in the tariff prices.
Yes.
Okay. I'm talking about the small businesses or the small residential stuff, what's happening, and think about in the big scale how it's going to impact price wise.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now coming back to that, if somebody's planning, let's assume like one of the client bought a property in San Jose right now, right? So if they're planning for a remodeling work, right? And what do you suggest? Like, do you suggest somebody to move in and later plan for a remodeling, or like do the remodeling and then move in? So what is your suggestions on that?
So it depends upon what kind of remodeling they are doing. If they are doing anything which is without moving any structural work, without moving any structure, then obviously we can apply the permit right away and then we can get it approved from the city and then we can start the construction. So if that is the case, then they can start the construction project right away. But there is another case where you are trying to add some new foundation, new walls, moving walls and stuff. So which is more structural related. If that is the case, then city might take a lot of time. Okay. Anything which is structural, adding any structure, removing any structure, doing some foundation, these sort of things need to be, it's a time-taking process. Okay. It's not something straightforward time-taking process, at least to get the plans as well. So what I would suggest to the customers is just move in, do this stuff. Okay, do the plans, approvals and stuff, and then and then once it gets approved, then you can start the construction. At that time, they can vacate, but at least a couple months, 3 months, 4 months, whatever the permit takes.
Yeah,
but
I think that's a valid point. Instead of rushing up without permit, you're going to do upgrade and then later move in because you're rushing up. Because as I said, one of the client wanted to order they wanted basically particular color on the cabinets and even the cabinets, right? Like since the cabinets, especially European cabinets, if you're going for it, then it takes some time. It is not going to be readily available. Maybe specific colors might be available ready to take it for you. But if you're going for a specific colors, then it might take some time for you. So in that case, it might be going to a 6 weeks, 8 weeks. And some people even go without a permits. I think as we have discussed a lot of times, why the permits are really important when you're doing a remodeling or when you're doing an additions, right? So I think let's revisit on that part also. As you said, go to the house, occupy for it, and then after basically, as you said, pull the permits, what you need to do it, and maybe after once you move in, you know actually what needs to be done also.
Correct.
Maybe you're thinking today the kitchen is very important to do it, then maybe you think kitchen and bathroom, everything needs to be done better for you.
Correct.
And the flooring is also needs to be done.
Correct. And then on top of it, we are design and build construction company. That means we have architect, structural engineer, civil engineer in our company. So who will assist the customers in doing all the construction drawings, meaning architectural drawing, structural drawing, Title 24, energy calculations, structural calculations, whatever is the city needed for us to issue the permit. We all take care of those drawings and we submit to the city, and then we get it approved from the city, and then we actually do the construction. Basically, we do the designs too. It's been not that we've been doing it for a long time. Since it's a design and build construction company, so the customers have
let's talk about, since you said design and build, right? If somebody wants to choose you, why do you think the design and build makes better for anybody, right? Like, is it means you're saying there is no others if somebody selects you? That's what you're trying to say, like design and build means. So you're the company, basically, if somebody comes to you and they tell you, like, I need a kitchen or bathroom addition, like you come up with the 3D designs, or like you come up with the plans so that you can go submit to the city. Everything is handled by your
everything is handled by us. Customers, they don't have to worry that much. They can do their day-to-day activities, going to work, doing their stuff, taking care of the kids, going, getting the groceries and take care of the stuff. Okay. So we handle all the headache, all the city process, because the city process is not that easy. Of course, whoever doing on their own, the plan submissions, talking to the architects, talking to the engineer directly, they know what I'm talking about right now. But they don't have to go through all those things if they come up to us. So we take care of all the architectural drawings, structural drawings, Title 24, energy calculations, everything. We do it and then we submit to the city.
Okay. So usually, based on the additions what you are doing in, or like based on the scope of the work, for example, as is kitchen and bathroom upgrades, right? So you should be able to pull the permits in less than a week now, or less than 2 weeks. How is that going?
If it is as is, then you can pull the permits easily within a week, week to less than a week. Yeah.
Okay, less than a week. But if you are doing any structural changes, then
it's going to take time. Then it depends on what type of structural changes, and then what city are you, is the project is happening. Okay, all these factors, varies.
Okay, I think that's one thing I want to talk about more is, if somebody wants to get into as an investor, or somebody wants to get into a flip business.
Okay.
Because the right time is, somebody wants to do a flip business, this is the right time to do for them, because the prices are a bit slowing down in some of the specific areas, zip codes.
Yes.
Okay. Homes are sitting in the market. If you go and check the number of homes, Fremont homes especially, you can go and check number of homes sitting in the market are more than 150 homes right now.
Okay.
Single family homes right now in the Fremonts are like more than 150. Okay. If you go to Santa Clara, close to 45, 50 homes, and I can see the active listing. I'm talking about the active listings. Okay. So since it's an active listings, if somebody wants to get into a flip business, like basically they want to try out, get the home, and later do a hold on for some time, maybe in a year or so, or like, and then remodel and sell it, right? So what do you suggest? Like, do you suggest adding in additions like 400, 500 square footage more and then sell it? Or like, if somebody has already seen the homes with the bigger homes, like maybe a 2000 square footage, 2500 square footage, take it and then remodel and sell it?
Yeah, obviously there is more demand for...
I think let's take up a call. Hello, welcome to the show. Myself, Realtor Nagaraj Annaiah. Your name, please.
Yeah, hello, Nagaraj. This is Jay.
Yeah, hi, Jay. Thanks for calling in, Jay.
Yeah, so I have very generic question.
Uh-huh.
I give my on that.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, I have a Naresh with me.
Yeah, the question was regarding adding the home value, right? Adding value to the home. Basically, if there are three options. For example, if I do landscaping and remodeling versus ADU versus addition or extending the square footage. So I know it's different costs and everything, but in terms of ROI, which you think would add most value to the home?
I think that's a
because I heard like when recently there was appraisal done for my home for refinancing. That person was saying that if you do any of the landscaping, that does not have any value.
Yeah, I think that will see, for example, again, depends on the appraiser. Overall, they might not consider too much difference. Okay. But let's ask Naresh first, and then I'll give my opinion on that. So for you, Naresh, like somebody wants to do an ADU, right?
Okay.
And let's assume a 500 square footage.
Okay.
Let's take an example of a 500 square footage. If you're taking a 500 square footage and add an ADU 500 square footage and adding a home, like in the home itself, you're extending in a 500 square footage.
Okay.
So what does it cost for you?
So when you do ADU, it costs more. Whichever involves plumbing, more electrical, then obviously the cost will be more for that one.
Correct.
Okay. And then ADU is, since it is an independent unit, a lot of customers, they are in favor of ADUs. So because ADU meaning additional dwelling unit, it doesn't, nothing is common for those two homes. The main home and the ADU, nothing is common. Both are independent. Okay, so both have separate entrances, both have separate meter, both have separate water source. They don't have any contact with this even though it's in the same lot, they don't have any contact.
Correct.
Okay, so that means like two houses next to each other, some kind of very similar concept.
For you, the prices ADUs are higher.
ADUs are higher, and then obviously I would feel ADU adds more value in when you rent it out and stuff, because ADU meaning you have a kitchen, you have a bathroom, you have a laundry area, you have separate a separate water heater area, everything you have it like a separate independent house.
Yeah, again, it depends on how big the lot is.
Correct.
For me, whatever I've noticed, Jay, like adding the ADUs are not fetching as a higher price for us. I think if you're making any changes in the house, making the house bigger, because single family homes means most of the right now generations doesn't want the neighbor on the backside. Okay, or like maybe somebody sharing our house with some other persons, right? Like they are not more keen to it, unless if somebody is an investor. If some investors are looking for, or like somebody who's using as a secondary house, right? Or they want to use as a rental home, like then of course ADUs are like basically make sense for them. But a lot of right now, what we are noticing, a lot of home buyers right now are most of the techie people, or like somebody who wants it in a bigger house for them. Then of course, how is them even the math wise also, most of the times if you're looking at the AI calculations also, right, they do like per square footage into whatever the sold price earlier, right? Like that's what they're doing it. Of course, that's what I'm noticing in homes added with extra square footage fetches you more return of
correct. Also, I would say if you are trying to buy the property, if you are keeping it, then ADU is the better option because it's the income generates from the one. If you are trying to have a flip of the home, then build the square footage and then sell it.
Yeah. So that's both the things matters, depending on what you're looking in, and again depends on what buyers are in the future looking for. But of course, adding always into the existing homes are always a better options and a lesser price also for you. But ADUs will again, the price will go up for you when you're doing it.
Yeah, because it has everything separate units.
Yeah. And again, the PG&D. I think recently one of the clients who are helping out, the PG&D become a mess right now, right? And you get anything in a PG&D additional.
Yes, that is true. I mean, all these troubles, have some factor in the cost increase. Yeah.
So anything follow up on this, Jay, like on this topic?
Yeah, just like landscaping.
Yeah, I think landscaping is also expensive stuff. I think landscaping too fancy landscaping doesn't get you any high prices for you, right? It's only again depends on how do you want your house to be presentable, but it will not get you more money out of it for you.
It's for your self-satisfaction.
It's for your aesthetic look. Let's put it in that aesthetic look and how you want, because I've seen some clients even they put a 150K for the landscaping. Do you believe that?
Yeah.
But that is overall, it might not give you double up the value at the end of the day, because it's all the custom homes, right? Custom homes only again depends on the location. Where is it? Then of course the buyers may be willing to do it. If you're going to do not good neighborhoods, maybe that values you will not be getting it, because in the appraisal also it would be an issue for you, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Anything else, Jay, for you?
Maybe if you can comment on this prefabricated ADUs versus like you build up opinion.
And I don't see prefab homes are not getting too much home appreciated, right, for you?
Yeah, prefab homes, they don't appreciate that much.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is prefab homes comes in plan A, plan B, plan C. You pick one of the design.
Correct.
So, and then the square footage is also, you cannot add more. You cannot have a prefab to do some extension.
Yeah.
Okay, you can only do ADU, but 1, 2, 3, 3 models, whatever they provide.
And I think, see, again, depends on the cost factor for you and what is your immediate needs. If your immediate is needs to just go get a 400, 500 square footage. If you go to a China and Alibaba stuff, right, like you might be able to get a 500 square footage for less than, I've seen somewhere around 20 to 30K. But if you get a prefab homes here, it's costing you 250K, 300K. Recently, I was doing a research myself, okay, for 400, 500. You can get it for less than, you believe like you can get it for less than 50K, but you need a structural engineer and an architect for you to draw properly and show it. If you can get that plans approved, you can basically get that one also for you.
And then also, you need to also have a contractor to do your excavation, grading, foundation work.
But still, I think overall you can get it done by less than 120, 130K. I'm thinking about 50K for your home from China. And again, this is including the tariffs. Tariffs might be another add you up another 25K, 30K, 75K. And your architect structural engineer might charge you another 25,000. And for this is only a foundation needs to be built.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you can do it that way also 150K, but again depends on what's making it different. But if you're going to prefab homes here, then again the prices goes up for you. I heard the prefab homes are going to 450, 500K.
Yeah, because it's the labor. It's labor and then materials involved. So it's everybody will be on the same loop again.
Yeah. Jay, anything else for you?
No, I think, that's all useful information. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jay, and best of luck. Listeners, myself, Realtor Nagaraj Annaiah, I'm talking to Naresh from NT Bay Area. So we're discussing all about the constructions, remodel, and other stuff. And if you would like to pitch in and share your informations or like share your feedback also, you're more than welcome to the call us. Our studio line numbers are 877-265-5992, 877-265-5992. One more thing, all these recordings are right now on the YouTube live also, and later you can watch it also. Some of the things might be new for most of the listeners also, and right, you can go back, do subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's a wealth of information, not only on the constructions, on the mortgages, and if you want to do any investments also. Correct. There's a wealth of information. And Naresh, if somebody wants to reach out to you, what's the best way to connect with you? And you can give your number.
Yeah, they can contact me on my phone number 510-324-6588. And then they can also go into our website www.ntbayareaconstruction.com. They can look at all our work there. They have a WhatsApp icon, so they can contact us from there.
Okay, nice. Okay, listeners, like if you would like to reach out to me, go to nagarajhomes.com, click on a WhatsApp icon. There are multiple ways to reach out to me, like WhatsApp, give me a call or anything. I'm always interested to listen to you, to know more about your real estate. So if you have any interesting things and if you like to invest and if you like to know the second opinion, whatever the real estate investments you are doing in, or you're in a first-time home buyer and you need an hand holding, I'm the go-to man for you because I do a mortgage, I do a real estate also. That's a combined solution. So you no need to basically juggle around, as the Naresh was saying. He is the build and design and build. Right? It's like me. Like basically, it's one place for your anything on the real estate investments, anything on your real estate. Because real estate is, if you look around from last 100 years. What is the one thing which is not changed or anything, right? The real estate, right? I was talking to one of the Israel friends around, even being a war being done there, right, in the Israel right now from last few years, real estate prices have not gone down.
Okay. Yeah.
Real estate prices have not gone down. Okay. Because only few land is available.
Correct.
Right? Stocks we have seen the history where the stock prices have gone down everywhere. Yeah. But the real estate is the one thing which has not changed and it always keeps going up.
And then construction as well.
Yeah, construction prices always keeps changing it. That's for sure. Yeah. And I have a couple of listings coming up in San Jose, Milpitas, Fremont, and even a Mountain House and a Dublin area also. If you like to know about these listings, always do give me a call and I can share you. And this San Jose listing also, I'll give you more information on coming Sunday. Thank you so much for listening and have a wonderful day, listeners. Thank you.